City on your screens. The Berliner lads looking to tussle against the home team. JetSet Open here at the Elite Invite 2024. Myself, Hannah Pendlebury, alongside Stefan Rapazzo. How have these two teams fared so far on this fine, sunny Friday?
Well, Hannah, they've both fared on the wrong side of the tracks. Only just in both cases. They both opened up, this of course being the second round, their first round action. Gentle and JetSet had a cross-nation banger that Gentle got the best of by 2 points, 15-13 ahead of JetSet. Wall City stayed in the lead almost the whole game until 13 against Clapham, when they got a very late break and stole the game away from them on Universe Point, 15-14. Both of these teams playing with an 0-1 record. That puts even more importance on this game. Second fixture in Pool A.
Yes, indeed. Well, JetSet were very happy in that they in that last game, they started their tournament playing JetSet's style of offense. So let's see if they can continue that here as they start this one out on O. Nice lateral movement, but not advancing too many yards upfield. No one through there. Pick's going to be called. Jakob Diekman, danger.
As he's known. Or are you just saying that it's danger around him?
Wow. Porque no las dos. And now JetSet starting to make moves. Oh, that's a big old hammer that's going to sink down and just boshed almost off the face there. Brecht Heymans going up high, but unfortunately not able to bring that one back down.
Yeah, slipped through the fingertips, an aggressive throw for score there, and yes, there was defense in the area. Yes, it was made to be a bit more difficult, but did bounce off both hands. That's one Heymans would want back.
So first opportunity for Wall City's D-line. See if they can get this break train rolling nice and early. Taking the lateral movement initially. See Basov there in his iconic visor. Garvey now throws one inside. Danger just about snaffles it away. Swift click moves on the far side. Basov has Garvey striking towards that back cone. Doesn't like it. Takes the up line for Diekman. Oh, that's curvy and loopy, but Joel Ben-Joseph underneath it will take the high grab, and one on the board for Wall City.
Multi-TV zone, Joel Ben-Joseph. The young up-and-comer gets up high there. Takes down the Diekman forehand and put Wall City on the board with a break first thing here. Always good to open up on the score sheet first. Even better when it comes from a defensive pull. So Joel Ben-Joseph, a man of the people, great video editor beyond all the wonderful things we see him do on the field. Does a lot of the work, yes, for Ulti TV, does a lot of the Wall City social media, and a pleasure to see him kicking off the scoring here for his team.
One of the things I'm most excited for about Wall City season, Steph, is a certain Mr. Jones coming on to their coaching staff.
Mr. Jones, like you're talking about that Counting Crows song, that Mr. Jones?
No, talking about a certain Brian Jones, but he might appear on the sidelines at some point this season for the Berliner lads. But at the moment, it's JetSet coming out on offense with a bit of a poachy, zony style defense from Wall City. So you see them now move to that far sideline, perhaps being a bit more disciplined now. A little bit of bracketing for the first moments, but now fully in play. That one low into the path of Timik. Now to the far side, Van Engeland. Lots of sunglasses being worn on this pitch. You'll note the lovely sunny skies here in Leuven, though I have to confess the pitch conditions themselves are quite damp. Big break. Now there's a Demare shirt, but that's Jona Beds. this is really lovely flow from JetSet's handler set. A little bit of dancing, trying to go up line is Clements. Or Clement.
You like that pass?
Now, Vianney takes the hat off just to make sure. And the captains of this JetSet side. Wonderful tournament organizer Supreme gets hand blocked, unfortunately, by Sonka. Matsurek, of course. Now another chance for Wall City's defense. Just happily moving it around the back. Philip Gaffney anchoring in that number 20 shirt. This is lovely flow and movement. Nearly the bookends for Matsurek. Pops it up, and that will indeed be the goal for Wall City. Nice moves.
Yet another break for Wall City, coming out swinging. Loved the way Riedlo was stretching the field. I go back to the pass earlier, that pop pass in the corner by JetSet before the turnover was generated was something else highlight worthy. But here, the scoring throw. Chamato pops it forward, and Wall City up a deuce hand, 2 breaks. Defensively speaking, I mean, JetSet moved the whole way up the field. They transitioned well from a little bit of a lag sag defense they showed, went into match, and really just kept the pressure high. They weren't heavy bidding, but they weren't giving too much room. It was very much a hand in the pocket defense, particularly in the red zone. Once they generated, they seemed very handy and competent, offensively speaking, able to go back the other way on the conversion attempts.
Well, this is a much larger Wall City roster than I've seen in previous iterations, and they have picked up a couple of international superstars to add to their depth. So we'll talk a bit more about those later. And a couple of injuries as well for JetSet. They are missing the likes of Christophe Phillips, for example, from the Belgian Open team. That's a beautiful shot, though, just galloping down the near sideline. And look at that inside flick, Huck. Yes, please, Brecht Heymans, more of those.
Yeah, Heymans, that is a perfect delivery of an inside-out backhand to Riek. Not only does that man make fantastic brownies, he cuts deep and gets open in the corner very well. And here, look at the shape on that throw. Unbelievable, well sat up, taken while danger. Diekman was still turned around. A scintillator, and that's what they needed after getting broke twice. Something to put them back on the board and put them back on the board in style. So you talked about some of the players who are missing from Wall City. Some of the new, you talked about this coach, Mr. Jones, Brian Jones, the one-time commentator, great coach in New York and for many iterations of Team USA. Also picked up a couple external players, one who will become internal, maybe both. But Ferdia Rogers, of course, coming over from Ireland, and Riedlo, Mr. Riedlo.
Yeah, they do have an American superstar handler who unfortunately has popped his ACL, so he will not be joining the fold.
That hurts.
And they are currently, well, not down a superstar goal scorer, but certainly Hartley Greenwald had a bit of an illness earlier on today. Still managed to put on a phenomenal amount of stats considering the migraine, but you might not see quite as much of him as you normally would do. But Konrad Schlor, of course, this time with a longer head look than last season. Looks dashing regardless of his stylings, though. That one pops up a little bit too far, though. Rogers bested by that one. And now we're going to have to see some response, but that is a lovely put. What a beautiful throw, and the layout underneath it. August Smesser makes that look very clean indeed.
Oh my goodness. JetSet, nothing but breaks in this game, first off, but that bid by Smesser was absolutely phenomenal throw. very, very good. Every great every great catch comes on the heels of a mediocre throw. I would argue that one was a bit better than mediocre, though.
I think that was showboating. Could have just run it in, mate.
There he is, Smessert. We'll have to say it to his face later.
I mean, at the end of the day, it can look whatever way it wants to. It can be ugly, it can be beautiful, as long as it is effective. But we see our first turnover from the Wall City O-line, and JetSet punish in very fast fashion. So we've seen both O-lines turned over, Steph, but what we haven't seen is either D-line make a mistake.
D-lines are perfect, and I said nothing but breaks. It's not true. There was a hold to be able to get that D-line back on, the Heyman's throw to Devik. I get excited and ahead of myself every now and again. It is nice pace, though. A couple short runs apiece. Back and forth they go.
And it's easy to get excited when you're at the Elite Invite, where every game, because these are the top 8 teams from last season, showing us what they are ready to bring to 2024. It'd be nice to get, of course, some Wall City info in the EUCS rankings algorithm as we see them advance 3/4 of the way up the field. Sure. Oh, that's a really lovely release, and I didn't see Christian Gaffney chuttering his way across the back of the end zone, but clearly Conrad Schlora did, and takes a beautiful option. This game so far is being dominated by these throws and the quality of them, Steph.
Yeah, sensational looks, good vision. The Heyman's throw stands out. That one there by Schleur gets some great shape on it. As you said, I think I did have a look at Gaffney there, but it was just Schleur saw the space there, trusted his receiver, had the right visual communication, and made it look easy. Konrad Schleur, of course, one of the great players of the German national team, the Wall City. He's an American-born player with German citizenship, and he could very well be the reason why we'll see the Brian Jones coaching connection.
Indeed, coming out of that pony team of every so often. Christian Gaffney, also a North American import to Berlin scene, but has been living there for quite some time now. Also representing for the German national team as well. It's fun to see him doing his thing in the back of the end zone, because of course Gaffney was almost a perfect record coming into the European Ultimate Championships last season. I think he hadn't had a single turnover that he'd caused as a handler, or a single drop. Because I suppose if you're not causing any handler errors upfield, then maybe you're not taking enough risks. We hadn't had any drops coming into the European Championships last year, but no drops as JetSet get to centre field. Thinking about it is Heymans. Now Villath. To Vianney. Oh yes, that is a really lovely hammer. Outstretched arms of Sam van Engeland will reel that one in, and that's a hold for JetSet.
That is what you call an uncorking. Vianney just unleashed on that one, turned it and ripped it. The 34-year-old, who is an incredible tournament organizer, also has a back pocket full of hammers that he can deploy anytime he wants. And that there was the perfect time for deployment. Measured well by Van Engeland. He did good. He went with the one-handed catch, but nothing speculative about it. It was very assured because the throw was so perfect.
Well, another of these Belgian football imports is Vianney. I mean, a little bit earlier than perhaps in time chronology than the likes of Dan de Murray, Louis Betrancourt, all these Belgian chaps who just keep being like, you know what, this football stuff, it's a bit dull. I'm going to do something more interesting. But what an inspirational throwing hero to inspire such as those hammers. It's listed as player as sporting hero Silke de la Fortrie, who is an absolutely incredible player.
Yeah, great choice. Silke de la Fortrie is just throws so confidently all the time. She's been around. She lived in Austria, played for Mertes, won a title with Schout before. Doing it with Leuven is kind of the hometown hero-y And yeah, wonderful choice as a sporting hero.
So Paul, not quite out of bounds because he doesn't get bricked. So Wall City under tight pressure, really fantastic handler marking there. Goes to the far side. Again, this is really intense person coverage, really trying to pin Wall City to that far sideline. Rogers, though, will have some creativity, does so, breaks to Gaffney. Now, Party Paul Rickards. Schlorer. Solid connections. Just dishes through, and that is a little post box action. Not quite a full letter, just a little card with a stamp on it. And a lot of love into the path of the receiver.
Yeah. Ferdia Rogers there gets it on the doorstep and feeds it in with ease at that stage. I mean, still needs to be patient on the release point, but the cut charging laterally right towards him, just had to kind of let go of it in front of him at the right moment, and it would end up being in the chest, practically in the jersey of his intended target there. Wall City go up 4-5. Here's another look at the score. 4-3, pardon me.
Well, at the moment, JetSet Open are in the set of potential bids for the EUCF tournament later on this season. Of course, the EUCF, if you're not aware, the European Ultimate Championship Finals event that will happen in Oosten. We're doing all of the Belgium this year, and I'm not mad about it. What a lovely place it is to be in. But currently sat in that threatening space, 13th place, whereas Wall City yet to put any points on the board, but they'll have plenty at the end of this tournament. Of course, 8-team strong division, plenty of games. So we see some horizontal stack being well handled upfield by Wall City's bracketing. Creeping up that far sideline. I like the gains from Vianney. Now just slowly sinking it round the back. Hits. Clements now looking to try and strike up line. Nice bit of sagging. Good resets. Moyerson now. Flirts with that inside throw. It's Vianney.
Has he got another hammer in him? No, not this time.
No. The wind has started to pick up. It's the first time we've really seen it appear all day. Far side to near side on your screen as we see Javier getting overshot on what was a very attractive cut.
Here's another look, but definitely had the separation there, and Bits could not connect, put a little bit too much spin on that, and got in front.
Timeout called by JetSet. They want to have a little think about what they're going to get up to right now. Actually, it must be called by Wall City, actually. But we're going to take a brief break here in the booth. I keep saying brief. But it works regardless. I don't know, maybe it's time to go for a different language. But we will be back, folks. Don't go anywhere, though. Currently, Wall City a nose in front, 4-3.
Yes, he will.
first half action here at the Elite Invite 2024 in Leuven. It is absolutely delightful, but the breeze has just arrived at long last to try and cool down some of the heat in these games. Wall City trying to get another break of score here. They sit too pretty to their opponents, JetSet, having got those 2 breaks of score straight out the blocks.
Yeah, wind picking up, as you say, Hannah, right to left on your screens at home. It's still a mild wind, but because it has literally been stillness and barely a breeze up until about an hour ago, it is certainly worth the mention here.
Oh, it just keeps things interesting. Nothing more than a thrower's wind. So you see that reset. Now nice moving up. Freimark and that number 69 just waiting patiently, but a nice find for Basov in the centre. Things looking a little bit sludgy. Ben Josef now. Resetting to Stefan. Oh no, that's not Stefan. What are we on about? Basov dishing. Has danger running away. Oh, that's a big old Bosch. But both players happy to come up. Inside now to Garvey. Danger finds an opportunity. Oh, that's a really lovely bit of separation. Freimark with the goal after a heavy bit of contact there coming out of, I'm not sure that's bait, but there's lots of, unfortunately, we've not got quite the shirts to match the names.
Yeah, great finish there by Diekman. Found that corner. Beautiful leading throw. And we may have another timeout here, Hannah. We sometimes miss the hand signals, but they're certainly putting themselves in a couple isolated circles.
Yeah, I agree with that, Steph. It does look like they're taking a timeout, so we will also go for a bit of brief repose here. But can JetSet claw this one back? 5-3 down, but anything could happen.
Come on, Brett!
Wall City currently leading over JetSet Open 5-3. It's been quite the game so far, Stefan.
Yeah, great. I mean, Wall City looked very strong out the gates. JetSet come and take some momentum back. It's a little back and forth action, but wonderful to watch, wonderful to be a part of. Anybody's game for the taking, most certainly, but Wall City have just got their hands on the reins a little tighter right now.
Well, it was a bit of a Cinderella story for JetSet Open last season. They, of course, got themselves a berth to EUCF by winning the Spring Invite here in Leuven, their first ever event they were hosting. I still remember Max Vianney saying to me that he was shocked that they'd been put in at first seed for the Spring Invite they were hosting. They weren't able to, get up had to get up early and organise things, and then ended up in the top of things later on that season. Just really super powered all of their training and all of their work together.
Of course, some of the roster rules have been likened to the Dan Demarais rule from some of the rostering at that tournament.
Yeah, they did have a little bit of help from their hometown hero. Say what, there wasn't too much Dan Demarais energy coming out of that 23 shirt that does have his name on the back.
He's everywhere.
But Wall City now, another opportunity for a break of score. Gaffney. That's not Gaffney, that's Phil Kay, sorry, centering the offense. Looking for those jinking give and goes. Big reacher across. Firing that cannon as if out of a wooden ship. Now Sunker. Matschuldik puts it out into space. The bid is there, but the catch, unfortunately, is not. Great effort from Matau.
Yeah, effort was there, of course. On target throw, but can't finish the job. And Wall City will be forced to play some defense here. After great work to get to that end zone, but giving JetSet a chance to be right back in this.
This, though, is their O-line. Can't quite find the firing. There are athletes hitting the deep space, but all the action just happening around the disc at the moment. Moyerson pops through to Clements. A little bit of a back push there as Sonka Matschuldik comes through, but that is really lovely. Again, the use of the overheads for JetSet seems to be a bit of a golden ticket right now, Steph.
Yeah, the Hammer brothers, like early days Mario brothers, they're really getting those hammers out, and they are proving very efficient for them. It's one way to beat the defense is to not let them get in the way and to throw over top of them. And their deployment has been very efficient. I like the work of Bobby Clements at that point. I mean, Andre Riedlo almost stepped in the way when it went to him last, but I found watching Bobby Clements, he is just tearing up the field. He's got great speed, a diminutive fella who's quick on the toes, and his north-south cutting is very well drawn out. He's not half cutting at all. He's 20-meter deep cuts to turn around and try and create separation coming back the other way. He was not the part of the scoring sequence there, but a great job in setting it up and keeping the middle part of that possession alive.
So Wall City back out on offense. To start this one, Party Paul flirting with that inside. Now Eichler puts a rather corkscrewing one up into the space. Big bit underneath it, but what a posterizing grab that was. The hat came off. There's going to be a conversation between the two players. Emile Deric underneath as well. Let's get another look at that one. A little bit of maybe a little hand there. Doesn't look like there was touching just as they went up, but Richard Heinrichs, they're absolutely ruthless grab.
Yeah, I thought he roofed him, to be plain and frank about that, if I'm going to give my opinion as I saw it. There was a hand on the back. I thought they went up quite well with some incidental contact. Of course, they're feeling it out there. I'm seeing it. And I think he has a point to say, yes, I felt some contact while you went up and roofed me. But I thought he was still backing into it a little bit as well. It was self-initiated. Here it is again. I don't disagree too much, and it doesn't put me off that it's going back, but I think he got him there.
Well, we're going to have an action replay, but it's something a little bit different. Oh, this time it's Hartley Greenwald who puts it up into space, and that one much, much cleaner. Lovely throw.
Greenwald with a beautiful, beautiful throw there. The 30-year-old is a second-generation ultimate player is Greenwald. Used to be a competitive ski athlete out in Utah. Another one of the handful of Americans they've got playing in Wall City, all living full-time, long-term in Berlin. But decided, since his parents are both world ultimate champions and U.S. ultimate champions, he would give it a go in college too, and looks like it's stuck with him down the line in the family tree as well.
Yeah, real high Frisbee IQ on that young man, but as you say, to be expected, being second generation, but certainly someone you want captaining your own line as he does. Of course, Konrad Schlor takes the job of marshalling their defense.
Yeah, Konrad Schlor. I had the pleasure to go to Berlin this year after indoors in Denmark, and Konrad Schlor cooked up a wonderful dal that night. It was a fantastic meal at his place. So, yeah, the man can play.
Stop it, you're making
and he
us
cooks
jealous.
even better. And apparently he's got a strong coffee game, but I got to find that out next time I visit.
Well, they are a big bunch of cooks on Wall City. We already mentioned the King Bagel Maker, Philip Kay. Recommends his everything bagel with the pop-up he's been running between practices. That's a beautiful bit of everything for JetSet, though. Really smooth flow there, going all the way into the end zone. She says, obviously, because it was a goal. But yeah, really lovely movement there from JetSet. That just seemed almost like clockwork.
Loved the finish here. Clement sets it up, but it's Betze with the finish here, just right in front of Heymans. No chance for the defense. Silky smooth, outside in throw. Just enough shape, but it stayed faster than it did floaty. And nice response by JetSet.
So Wall City still in the lead, 6-5. But JetSet gnashing behind them. Of course, Wall City did start this game out on defense, so when the half does arrive, they will have a chance to kind of really put the margin on this game. But JetSet, when they are playing their intensest match defense, do cause some issues for this O-line, as we see Rogers seeking an opportunity to reset. That one nearly spoils away from Greenwald. Lovely around to Rogers. Schlor now with those killer quads.
Yeah, there's some.
Party in the back, just about behind this. We do have 2 timeouts per team per half in the standings here at Elite Invite, as the yell caught from timeout from the sidelines. Rogers looking for the flip back, but puts a lefty push pass out for the goal.
Got a man down in the back of the end zone there that I think had called an injury prior to the pushy. And I think it's Linnemanstons.
Oh, Linnemanstons. That would be a big loss.
He's back on his feet. Nice throw by Ferdia Rogers, that lefty push pass. Though it doesn't count, still love to see it.
Just do it again, but better. Instead, it's the lefty forehand. Konrad Schlor using his tiptoes and pulling in that one for the boys from Berlin. So 7-5 now, the scoreline in this game. Half, of course, played to a points cap of 8. We also have timed half in these 80-minute game slots here, full stretch affair. I think we've had pretty much every game go to 15 points so far this tournament, Steph.
Yep, they're getting to points, 80-point games, I guess, with a little bit of lead into this with shortened games. Maybe they're getting used to scoring faster from the tournaments prior. But I'll tell you what, Ferdia Rogers really fitting into this team quite well. You don't see him standing out at all, but he's very much involved. not making any errors. Just he's a great. I feel like this is a good fit. It seems like he's just seamlessly fitting in and able to apply his skill set to the offense. And I think that it's only going to get smoother, but I think this is a good first look.
What a surprise that Ferdier Rogers would work well with a team with a driving handler set that were very active and agile, and a handy collection of big dudes to make big plays on the end of it. Who could have known?
Never would have guessed it. I get a feeling Ferdier can just pick up on any team and get things going too. But this one seems especially well fit, is what I'm saying.
He's a good flex player for sure. JetSet looking to try and put some flaws in the flexing of Wall City. Trying to knock things down, get the demolition crew out. Left the lead to the wall that they're building around them. It's Vione. Pops it through. Just throwing it back and forth in the same couple of yards right now. Vione. A little nod. As that one goes through to Moyerson. Now Haymans. Oh, that's a really lovely idea, and it's going to work and all. In that back corner, Ravier this time perfectly weighted throw for him to nosh up in the end zone.
Yeah, great throw there. Haymans just spun around on that catch and release as though he knew Ravier was there, as though he knew the space was going to be unoccupied. There it is again. I thought the Wall City defense was pretty good there, kind of calling their a couple switches in the vertical cutting lanes. There seemed to be a little moment where there was some stifling, some higher stall counts, but the moment I was about to say it in the live action, Haymans grabbed that disc and shot to the end zone for the goal. So I think, that was a good battle of styles there between them.
Yeah, it was really solid containment work from Wall City there. You had sort of 4 passes in a very, very sort of small space on the pitch, but it really started off with that hard undercut from Moyerson. But to be fair, it was a near side throw. I don't know if it was necessarily from behind or from the stack. Either way, that was what kind of really set up that energy and that lovely break to Brecht Haymans, who then just threw dimes. He's having a good game out here, but you would expect it from Haymans. Rogers. The guts to Greenwald. Bit of double cutting from the deep spaces. Gaffney gets involved. Going for the easy dish. Hiccups, of course, on the German Open team this season. Greenwald and Gaffney. Back in the spot I'm more used to seeing him in. There's a pick up field. Will give us a moment to rewind. A break here, of course, would bring us to Galaxy Point. Love that around break from Rickards. Party Paul, of course, we don't have business Paul Herkins on this particular iteration of Wall City. Maybe he will arrive at some point later this weekend. 3-day tournament, of course. This is Friday, so not everybody's able to have the day off work. Gaffney, though, oh, you cheeky devil. High release backhand to the waiting Greenwald, just sitting at the back there.
Yeah, not keeping any tricks in the back pocket, pulling them all out, pulling out all the stops to take it to the half hanny. A funky upside down shot. Scuba. Gaffney got it on the goal line and turned it into a goal.
Well, we will take a break here in the booth, folks. But what a first half that was for Wall City, spoiling with breaks to start this one off. JetSet are hanging tough, though, trading. Let's see if they can do any damage in the second half. City in the lead, in charge. 8-6 over JetSet Open, swinging out with 2 breaks right off the bat. To their credit, JetSet did respond with a hold and a break of score. Almost all breaks to open this one up. D-lines tussling, but at the moment, I think Wall City just that extra little bit of finesse, Steph.
Yeah, they're looking just a bit sharper out here. They've got a bit more depth, probably a bit more top-end experience as well, or star power, if you will. And that is, spreading itself out as the small difference in the first half. But they do receive here. Let's see if they can stretch it further.
Yeah, the buy one, get one free, 2 for none, whichever your jargon of choice is. They race off for sure on the far side. It's now looking around. Back to Slaw again. Oh, has 2 targets available and chooses to sail that one a little bit out. Oh, what a lovely bit of defense that was. Well held.
Exactly that. Had position, and Linnemannsson could have come, but Wuda's really held on to that. Bodied out.
No layout required, but is delivered by Neil de Riek like it's nothing. Now into Smessant. A little bit high. Conrad Slaw trying to get a little bit too thirsty there. And again, the upside down shot, but this time it is well handled by the defense.
Not sure if you saw Heinrich there. He came from a seam on the inside there behind a little bit of the crossing pattern, whoever would have been in the stack or in the resting stage of the cutting sequence, but ill-advised once that went up and you saw that white shirt pop out. Maybe wished that one was back in his hands.
Well, Sebastian Gassenmeyer, too much gas, not enough brakes for that hammer shot. Wearing a Kestens shirt. Of course, 2 Kestens brothers play for JetSet Open, unfortunately. One of them sidelined due to injury, Lucas Kestens. But you will spot every so often his older brother. But right now it's all Wall City. Oh, but what a wall that was! Robin Wouters, wow!
Yeah, closing doors. He's doing it all out there. Boxing out at one end to get a D. Shutting the door on the sideline here, and JetSet are going to say, hey, we've got it back twice now. Let's make sure of it this time, Hanny.
Well, don't go anywhere, folks. Let's see how this brief pause will work out for JetSet.
Get there. Yes, he will.
The lovely did. Wall City still in the lead here, but this first point of the second half is starting to draw on. Just seen a huge block on a huck from Robin Wouters, or Wouters maybe. Sometimes it's difficult to understand the Dutch pronunciation or Flanders pronunciation, Flemish, of course, the local language here. We're not quite in the Walloon region.
They're 20 minutes away though, we're speaking French. Love that.
Welcome to Belgium. They flip-flop between all sorts of languages. I wonder if they dream in all 3. Gassenmeyer this time It's not spoiled by the defenders. It just about makes it through, and that is a breakout of the blocks for JetSet.
Yeah, that one is for Wouters or Wouters, however we're going to put it. He got the 2 Ds, particularly the one that got that last possession, the scoring possession back. And a little bit of crossing traffic here in the end zone. As you see, Gas and Maya pop this one up. There's hanging around. He went right between the two, and not the safest option I've ever seen, but did make sure of it and did make it count. Is there ever any option that's super safe on the field, especially at an elite invite with defenses like this, players and athletes that can always chuck themselves around and know exactly where to be? No, nothing's ever too safe. But that one just in a very small, through a small window, we'll see.
So 1 break more for JetSet to take control of this game. They haven't led at any point after Wall City just smacked them around a little bit to start with. But this to level us up. But Rogers will have something to say about that little shimmy shake. Now, okay, that's Rogers, and then round. Cheeky high release to Schlur. Bassoff. Oh, that's a lovely little bit of offense into the hands of Leo Eichler.
Yeah, that was just one sideline to the other, bang it up the left side. Eichler did some good work. Bassoff had a nice touch through the hands from Kay to Rogers. Schlor gets a touch, 5 out of 7. 5 passes there, five different Wall City players get a touch. That was just probably the way they drew it up. It seemed like everything was going as per plan.
I have to say, for a team from Berlin, from the Wall City, that's a surprisingly vanilla play.
Yeah, I mean, just
very beige offense. I don't hate it.
There's good anticipation. I mean, Riedlo before Schlor was there. I mean, I also think it's quite interesting that Riedlo and Rogers, as much as their skill sets both merit them to be moved straight to the O-line, it does always take a bit of integration to get somebody onto O-lines more so. So I'm glad Wall City are sticking their necks in and saying, yeah, we know what these guys are worth. We're gonna take the chance and integrate them right.
High investment value for sure. Vione now through. Brecht opens up another absolute vintage throw. A little bit of a stumble there after clutching the goal.
How about Heyman's and the throwing game he's having? This is another vintage throw. This is maybe not a statement game. He's had great games before. He's had them on stream before, but another iteration of his value. What he's doing here in Leuven and how good he is and can be. He is a dime dropper, Hannah, and making them count here. Squeaking that wedge back to 1, 8-9. Wall City still ahead.
Well, yeah, but Heymans has been playing for about half of his lifespan. A playing career of 13 years, so you can do the mathematics on that one.
Yeah, I could. 13 plus 13, Hannah, that equals 26. Him and I are the same age, I guess.
Well, Heyman's obviously he's an amazing thrower because also he plays disc golf. He's got a pretty decent ranking. But he's on the the Open national team. I always get confused by this slightly because Belgium, they do refer to their Open team as the men's national team. Of course, there is the Open division, so anyone of any gender can play. Don't have to identify as a man to play an Open. It might help, apparently. but Rickards is going to get us underway. All party, all power, all day. Oh, that's a lovely bit of flow. Slightly stifled by JetSet. Greenwald now. Pops back to Rickards. Oh, just, that man's round backhands are making me feel things in this point. Little cheeky pop. Emissions. Oh, high hammer. Greenwald we'll have a discussion. So some of those JetSet players signalling a score as Greenwald was scrambling around in the dirt.
I think that was a straddle.
Well, from the judging by the sound of coming out of the booth from one of our producers, no, Brinkworth, that one was as close as it can get to checking out the live stream view. But it will come good for Wall City regardless. They maintain their 2-point margin in this game. But JetSet need to find something to stop this initial flow, Steph. I wonder if we might see some sagging around the handler space.
Yeah, something to change it up a bit. I mean, it's not like Wall City are just coming out and busting big yards every time. They are also giving different looks and different approaches each time. They're going to be probably the least studied team this year, as they've not been at any tournaments. So, yes, sure, I don't mind that as another option about it. But I do think they're very well varied right now. They have done a good game management plan thus far to keep a commentator guessing, so they're probably going to keep the defense guessing too.
Nice long floating pull.
Oh, I thought that was to Clement, sorry.
It's Steph getting excited in our booth. Waiting around for rather a long time, but nice give-go movement. Opens up, huge backhand, but that is way too early and way too spicy.
Yeah, a little over-ambitious there. Put the heater on, and there was no way. I love Bobby Clement's speed, but there's no catching up to that one.
So an early point gift for the Wall City boys. Although still rather a long walk taken by Phil Kay. Has attempts to stretch to the deep space. Going to go for the reset to Riedlo. Inside. Oh, well kept. Great hands from Matsurek. Now lots of replacements, but double coverage from the offense in the deep space. Kuchematov will pop back. Now looking around is Stefan. The floaty one to Gaffney. Oh, there was a big effort there from Bobby Clements to try and slither around like an anaconda and steal the disc away with his viper teeth, but not to be. And Wall City now extend their lead 11-8 after that slightly over-ambitious go from Jona Betze.
Yeah, slender man Andre Riedlo, but still wide enough for Bobby Clements to find problems bidding around. He did maintain his forward movement towards the disc just a bit. He was trying to stay stationary, not run himself right out of the end zone back into the field proper, but I thought a job well done by Riedlo, feeling the pressure, using his body to stay as wide as a thin man can, and collect that goal for Wall City to go up 11-8.
So games here being played to 15 as your soft cap or total points tally. Wall City now, of course, only 4 points shy of hitting that one with just under half an hour left to go. Anything you'd like to see JetSet do differently, Stefan?
I mean, sure. Of course, I mean, they're down by 3. What is it that they need to be doing differently? It's a tough one. Let me think on that as this point goes, and I'll see if something comes to mind.
All right, Coach Steph, we'll see what words of wisdom, what pearls you have to share with our viewing audience. Clements, stall count starting to rise, just about flops it out to Vienne. Back to Clements.
City sag, you're talking about Wall City's doing it rather than Belgium, the Belgians' JetSet. Yeah, I mean, I think now that I've had a little chance and saw the start of this offense, just keep that disc moving quicker. They have open options in the dump sets and the swing spots that they're not hitting immediately. They're looking upfield, keeping their eyes upfield for 1, 2, 3 stall counts. Do it in 1, do it in 0, just boom, keep that disc moving.
Pick call on the field, so we'll get a little bit of a rewind. Yeah, I know what you mean, Steph. It's one of the skills they talk about a lot in American football is your ability to read the play. And that first read, kind of almost guessing where your players are going to go, what kind of routes they're going to choose, knowing each other, that chemistry, which JetSet have in spades. They are a GOT, and this is their local set of folks. A lot of them train together twice a week here in Leuven. Bassoff putting acres of pressure, pounding on the shoulder of Heymans, clearly identifying the key matchup there. Clements nearly going for the run through. It's a lovely shot through to Bitzer, who this time opens up a big backhand with more hope. Vienne has a little slide underneath it, but a little bit too late.
I thought I heard the hand slap on the release there. I thought we were going to see a foul on the throw, but nothing called. Looked upfield and just a look of disappointment from the thrower. But only missed by a bit. Vianney did go with the left hand there. He was a step too far away.
Yeah, Joanna Bitzer there. I think that's 0 for 2 in as many points on big backhand huck. So maybe they should just blow the smoke off the barrel and pop that one back in the holster for a while. But an apt opportunity here for Wall City to grind another break out of this second half.
Wow, that was a nice break. I don't know where he found the space under the arm.
He's a wizard. Garvey into Freimark. Now danger on the far sideline. Ben Josef, nice bit of switching upfield from JetSet to stop that gainer. Now Bassoff trying to grind the underneath. He'll have to be sent away. Oh, Ben Josef with a nice bit of vision. Now good movement of the lateral. Bassoff. This is really, really solid coverage. Oh, and it did a little bit of flop sweat on the far sideline. Well, Joel Ben Josef says, yep, I definitely had that one. Firm grab of the disc.
Late spike out of Ben Josef. Great play. I love Diekman there going to the corner before he threw it. Throw was a bit behind. It was a very casual. I'll get my mitt back behind me. He's got a big old frame. Here it is from the Bassoff up line. Yeah, I got it behind the body, no problem. And zero hesitation. You see Ben Josef knees down first, very much in. Just a late spike. I thought for a second maybe they were trying to determine whether it was in or out. I think he just wanted everybody to watch him with his hands up in the air and all his BJB glory, celebrating that at least the second goal of the game. He got the opening goal. And yeah, great game now. Wall City are starting to own this second half big time.
Yeah, just looking that extra little bit of confidence Wall City in this matchup, and it is a very enjoyable game to watch nonetheless. Looks like Pool A really is indeed a difficult one to advance out of. Of course, this is all about positional play for your quarter-final in the 8-team format we have in front of us here on the fields in Leuven. It's a solid float from JetSet. Really lovely throw. Oh my goodness. He does it again. Is there any throw that Brecht Heymans cannot just put out on an absolute platter for his teammates, Stefan?
Yeah, I don't think so. If there is, he's going to have to do a lot of wrong things to prove us wrong, because everything he touches is gold. Silver platter worthy, gold platter worthy, platinum platter worthy. Whatever kind of platters might ever find a way to float and fly through the sky, they seem to all be coming out of the hand of Brecht Heymans. Another absolute dime from the backhand this time. The other, the majority of the other ones have been coming off the forehand, and now he's just showing his range here, now showing off a bit more of what he can do. Again, they're going to need their D-line to start doing a bit more showing off here. Let's see if we get any defensive adjustments against this varied Wall City attack. But, yeah, still, no matter what they do, what a throw by Heymans.
Yeah, and I do have some credit to throw as well for their D-line. The personal effort of Robin Walters has been a thing to behold. At some points he's got double-digit blocks in this game. But personal efforts aside, it's a team sport after all. You have to do all of the things. Leo Eichler on that far sideline, receiving that pass from Rogers. Oh, that's a big put. Plenty of coverage and not enough room for the offense to make a play. Not even a greatest for Hartley Greenwald.
No greatest available this time. No, we've seen one already at this elite invite.
Indeed, well, Bitzer starting that possession off. Nice big grab for Tariq. Now a little bit of a swivel for Smesser. Back to Tariq, takes lots of negative yards there. It didn't really seem necessary.
No, I think that could have been waited for. That was 25 negative meters. Though I did say I want to see them move it a bit more immediately.
Yeah, they are being, I mean, there is some smart poaching from Wall City's defenders, sort of trying to sag into the open lanes and cause mischief, but a lot of the time their handler set for JetSet are taking negative yards, as in sitting themselves almost like further and further away from the vertical stack. This time we might see a perfect huck coming out, that number 23. Oh my goodness, just about makes it, bending over backwards to make that one happen. Oh, and of course it's Robin Walters on the end of it.
They are still talking, are Conrad Schlor and Jona Bitzer. It's a goal. I don't think it was ever contested. I think it was just a little bit of, hey, I think you did this, I'll be watching closer next time. Please try not to do this kind of test. I'm not sure if it was a bump he was talking about or a travel he was talking about. But in any sense, the throw was a scorcher and a great second effort by Wouters at the other end, particularly against a very tightly played D by Linda Manston. It was, yeah, well received after the bobble. Great concentration.
Well, Jona Bitzer finally gets that throw out and into a goal completion. He's had a couple of those, but that time going for the forehand shot, so maybe that's the key. But nice to see one of those come off, because they are lovely throws to watch. So 15 minutes left of regulation time here. And oh my goodness. I was looking at the time clock, Stefan, and a Callahan for JetSet. Is that a Keston's brother I see?
It looks quite like it. You and I both had looked away for one split second. I saw the pull reception and then looked up the other way and then saw JetSet screaming. Let's have one more look here.
Well, Steph, thank goodness we live stream these things.
Gaffney just missed the throw. put it away from Rogers, and what a capitalization on that one. Callahan to JetSet to bring it back to within one. That's one way to get a D-line working.
Yes, Jess Kestens in front of his brother on home soil. We are talk about home pitch advantage. I think we are maybe half a kilometre at most from Kestens' mum's house. So that one's for you, Mrs. Kestens. Fantastic host of the Ulti TV crew last year. Big shout out to Jeffka. Felix will enjoy that one. Jeffka, of course, being the name of the small budgerigar that lives in that house. It's just a delightful thing. We've seen many of our floofy friends around the tournament complex here, including, of course, Wall City's iconic doggo.
Doggo. That's the German Shepherd. Or the Shepherd, I'm not sure if it's German, but it's from Berlin. So.
It is by nature, if not by breed. But the German outfit, Wall City boys, going up to tussle and rise to this challenge that JetSet are now trying to pose. It's Eichler underneath it, and an easy goal. What a beautiful throw. I think that was from the hand of Konrad Schlor, was it not?
You're right. Grace and power personified together. Schlor got separation, the lateral cut, power position, no hesitation, looked up, and watched this release. Look at that, the follow through on the backhand, the full body torsion, and lands it right into the red basket of Eichler. That throw was absolutely perfect.
Well, talk about how to respond to conceding a Callahan. Of course, Wall City did put many feathers into the cushion they had in this game. JetSet now trying to get their teeth into some of that plush linen and scrag out a few more. But 13-11, 2 points. We'll close this one out for Wall City. But JetSet will have something to say about that. I think it's a very different, well, certainly a very different feel now than earlier on in the stages of this game. 8-12, our biggest gap. So JetSet now looking to keep their hope alive of snagging a victory here against the Wall City. Vione, nice one through to bits. Those two going almost every other. Now getting a little bit of fresh face involved. Moyerson, Hamans. Oh, again, a lovely release, but this time it's very well defended.
Yeah, well defended. Maybe the first one, I thought it was perfect when it left his hand, but when you saw it rise, it gave the defense a chance. It made it very difficult for Van Engelen to get up and take it, knowing he had that defender on his hip. Maybe the first one out of Hamans that was not just right, and he missed by a bit, and it turns itself into an opportunity for Wall City.
Yeah, difficult shot to execute, to be fair. Timing not quite on there. As you say, they sort of ran out of room. Almost like you needed to slow down earlier on in the cut to make sure that you have enough margin to run yourself into. Oh, that's a lovely throw. Vanderholm into the red basket of Freimark, and that will be a break of score. First match point, next point for Wall City.
Freimark, great spike, even better layout goal. 2 hands on it, goes to turf hard. A low catch with 2 hands there, so not much time to kind of calibrate and put the landing gear down before hitting the ground. Diekman, here it is, going to the inside before Vanderholm puts it, but one more look at the layout. Yeah, really great. Hit the ground hard there, elbow first, and managed to hang on. You see him come up with just okay, everything okay there? I think so. Now's the spike.
Yeah, a little butt spike too. We love that kind of pizzazz. And maintains the integrity of the frisbee, which we're also a big fan of. So our first of many match point opportunities here for Wall City to put this one to bed 10 minutes early. or thereabouts. And JetSet looking a wee bit dejected. Of course, they are in a difficult pool here, tussling against Gentle Clapham as well.
Yeah, that'll be their next one, but no easy pools here at Elite Invite. That's the truth. Yes, some can be.
As it should be, but it's about, of course, you know, if you are going to take a loss, and hopefully no one really wants to go fully 6-0 over the course of the weekend in terms of your losses to your wins record rather than the good way round. But if you can hang tough and put every point on the board, it all helps towards that crucial EUCS ranking system. So expect every game to be contested for the maximum points cap available.
Just ask Ravi, the human abacus with Vasudevan, he'll tell you.
So Heymans. Easy find for Derek, but that one just bobbles out of his hands. Big opportunity here. Matshurik with the offhand backhand. Ishimatov. Okay, trying to get a little bit of action. Lead now. Throw and go on the run. Okay, nearly unbuckles himself there. In his own fake. Offhand backhand again, and a little punch in. It's going to be a travel call potentially. Viene does not like the look of it.
Yeah, not in. It was foot down by the time he clapped plastic, so he'll start over from the goal line.
Now just looking to do something simple, do something easy. Has K for the reset. Then Greenwald. No, that's not Greenwald. Just another player wearing a hat.
Philip Stefan.
Yeah, either way, he's got a fantastic trap game. Riedlo dancing around. Gonna need some kind of reset sometime soon. Riedlo. Vanderholm just dancing in front of him. And Maturek finishes it off with some toe drag swag. So 15-11. There's going to be another chat. Viene does not agree with the sideline.
I think I'm with that too. I'm not sure it was quite in. I am wrong.
We have to be sometimes, Steph. We are but human beings. So 15-11, the final score here between Wall City and JetSet. Not quite the performance the hometown team would have wanted, but I think just a couple too many moments of haste over Fortitude gave the game away a little bit.
Yeah, I think the result was a bit off. The performance not so bad. Yes, a few adjustments they could have made. I think they can hold their heads high enough. It wasn't a mortifying performance. They didn't do anything horribly wrong. A few too many mistakes in the middle part of the second half that really cost them the game. But they did show some great fight. They show, big ups to Brecht Heymans. He had a great game. Individual efforts all around. But yes, as a team, JetSet were getting it done. Wall City really proved they were the better team out there.
Absolutely. JetSet still very much showing they deserve to be here amongst the elite of Europe. Not quite their best performance, but I'm sure they'll go on to great things here on their own home fields, because of course they have that advantage, all important, of sleeping in their own beds. But do not go anywhere, folks. We of course are bringing you almost every single game from this entire tournament. How about that? But next up, we'll be rolling into the mixed division. Seskidistas from France versus Tartu Turbulence, the Estonians, with one cheeky Lithuanian on their roster. So don't go anywhere, folks. Tune in for the next game slot as we bring you the Elite Invite 2024.
get it right. Trying to find some balance in my life. I never really put up a fight, and now I'm losing sleep. What if I lost touch? What if I'll never get it right? I try to follow my heart, but I lost it somehow. Wish that someone could say it'll all be okay. Just listen to me as I say. Listen to me as I slow it down. Dreams are yours if you want it. Enjoy the ride, 'cause those ups and those downs is what makes it worth it. Slow it down. Dreams are yours if you want it. Enjoy the ride, 'cause those ups and those downs is what makes it worth it. I never left a stone unturned, trying to find some love in this crazy world. I felt like I was never heard. All I wanted was to be loved. All I wanted was to be loved. Then some love and let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold.
You're so much deeper when you quit playing charades. You act so cool, but underneath you seem afraid. There's something sweet about your eyes when you feel safe. You keep running away. Owe it to yourself to dare. Just try to open up and show someone you care. You might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to open up and let it lead somewhere. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. There's something juvenile about your pretty face, but it seems so hard for you to know when you need space. I hope you find your peace and that you get a taste with yourself. Oh, yeah. Let yourself unfold. Yeah. Let yourself unfold. Owe it to yourself to dare. Just try to open up and show someone you care. You might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to open up and let it lead somewhere. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold.
Open up, just spread your wings and jump to rise, not fall. You flying higher. You jump to fly, higher. Open up, just spread your wings and jump to rise, not fall. You flying higher. You jump to fly, higher.
Standing on the edge while you're looking down. Fly down on the ground just to find out. You fly so fly, don't ya? Keep riding skies, won't ya? Standing on the edge while you're looking down. Fly down on the ground just to find out. You fly so fly, don't ya? Keep riding skies. To yourself to dare. Just try to open up and show someone you care. You might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to open up and let it lead somewhere. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love. Want to keep it nice and clean, not freak out and cause a scene. I try to hold it together, keep it together. Not sure who I really am, just be cute and super bland. I try to hold it